Hey everybody, and welcome back for my second update on the reverse diet. So I just wanted to let you guys know how it's going. This is going into the third week since my competition. And today I'm gonna go over just the update on my reverse diet and also just a big topic for a lot of us, which is overcoming binge eating and emotional eating. I have it on my board because I need it, obviously. And then I wanted to talk about basically habits and how to break bad habits and create new habits. And third, just real quick, basically they all go together, but thirdly, I just wanted to go over how to bounce back faster from failure. So, so kind of like last week, what I asked myself was, what went well this week? Again, my workouts were all on point, big surprise, I guess. I like working out, so that's kind of easy. But so workouts went well, increased my weights on everything, so that I'm getting stronger, or just pushing myself more. And then nutrition did not go well once again this week, which is why we're basically talking about a lot on eating this week. So I was supposed to be eating around 1,650 calories every day last week, but I ended up my average was 1,890. I had one day that I was on point, and that's the day I had an ice cream cone. So I was like good all day, and I mean my ice cream fit into my macros, and it fit into my calories, so that went well. But that was like the only day that went well. Every other day I was over by like 200 to 400 calories a day. One day I was over by like 700 calories. That was like my binge eating day where I ended up just eating way too much, and which is why I wanted to talk about it. So that's that. So this week I'm actually increasing my calories to 1,850. And I also wanted to note that my weight is at 138.8, and it's actually down from last week. So so that's good. Like, my weight is down and I've been eating a lot, so that's good, right? I just hope it continues that way. So I'm just trying to stay on point this week. With the more calories added, I should be better. So let's go ahead and go get into our first topic, which is overcoming binge eating and emotional eating. So I'm not like an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. This is just stuff that I've personally been learning and putting into practice. So I hope it helps you if you are dealing with that. So basically, I've watched a lot of videos about it and listened to a lot of podcasts about binge eating. And basically, one of the videos I was watching, which was by Project Life Mastery, which is really good, by the way. But what he says is normally binge eating happens when you've been restricting, which I have been. I was restricting for 4 months, but the last 2 months were probably more restrictive. So basically dieting can create a binge eating disorder. And I'm not trying to step on any toes by saying this, but I'm just repeating what I heard. And I mean, honestly, there's studies, and I'm not going to go into it too much, but there's studies that kind of show that restricting your calories can create an eating disorder, a binge eating disorder. So anyways, there's that, and then other times where you might binge or eat too many calories is emotional eating. So you're trying to change your state of mind by eating, and that's what those two are. So my first step would be to acknowledge and identify what your triggers are. So So maybe just acknowledge like that you are binge eating or you are emotional eating, and just acknowledge that to yourself. And then try to identify like what the triggers are. Like, is it when it's late at night? Is it when you're just hanging around your kitchen? Is it something that's happened to me is maybe not completing like your workout, or you fail at something in the day, and so you almost like punish yourself by overeating and self-sabotaging. Yeah, so there's different things. So that's kind of would be the first step, is to acknowledge it and to identify. The second step I would say would be to tell someone, to just like talk to someone about it. I reached out to a friend after I like binge ate on Wednesday, even though like binge eating, like I think if it's clinically diagnosed, it's eating maybe like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4,000 calories in one sitting. I don't know. I didn't eat that much, but either way, I felt like I needed to get this under control, and I didn't want to keep this secret in the dark. And so I reached out to a friend, talked to her about it, and that was helpful. So I would say just don't keep it in the dark, because if you're in the dark, you're just going to keep repeating that pattern alone. You're just going to fight this battle alone, and you don't have to. So that's the second step, tell someone. And then third, I said to create a new habit. So that's going to bring me into my next section. Let's see if you can see it. The habit loop. I don't know if you can see that correctly. But anyways, there's a book called The Power of Habit, and he basically describes what the habit loop is. The habit loop is basically there's a cue, something that signals you to start this routine. So there's the cue, then it cues you to do the routine, and then after you do the routine, there's a reward. So, with binge eating, it could be that you got upset, so that was the cue. You go eat, that's your routine, and your reward is you feel better. So with binge eating or emotional eating, emotional eating specifically, there's other ways to like change your state of mind. And so something I've been trying to do is so my cue is maybe I got upset. Instead of going to the kitchen, my routine would be to go to my bedroom and journal or read, or start brushing up on an area that I want to, like my area of like expertise. So I'm working on my business, and those are just areas that I like to focus on. So basically, instead of like doing what you were doing, which is eating, create a new routine. Go for a walk, journal, read, do something else to change that pattern of your habit. And then the reward will be the same. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel good about yourself. After you journal, you're going to feel like relieved. After you read, you're going to feel empowered, like you're doing something better for yourself. Because we all know if you eat instead, you're going to feel good for a minute, but then you're going to feel guilty. And then that whole habit starts all over again. So that is the habit loop, and that's how you can create a new habit and break old habits, is basically the same cue to start a new routine, and you'll still get about the same reward. And last but not least, the topic I wanted to talk about was bouncing back faster, because this all sounds great and you can apply it, but sometimes it's not going to happen. Sometimes you're not going to execute perfectly, and you just got to recognize that, and then just, don't worry about it. Just bounce back faster. Acknowledge what went wrong, find a new solution to get back on track, and then just implement it. Like, don't get hung up on perfection, because if you're striving towards something, you're going to slip up every once in a while. And just be proud of yourself that you're striving towards something. A lot of people aren't. So if you fail, it's just a part of the journey. It's not even going to make a difference in the long haul. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you later.